Uh, we are starting. So I think we should just start. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everyone who is presently joining us today to talk about a very important topic, which is basically a subtopic of the future of real estate in Nigeria, right? So again, for those who are joining us for the first time, Kendrick Akime, and I'm the MD CEO of Rare Acre Investment Limited. The last section we have, I talked about the reason why we decided to start going on live and start giving information to people, right? And basically, in a nutshell, it is as a result of how often we have seen people make these mistakes in investing in real estate even before they come to us. Despite the fact that we render real estate advisory, most of these persons have already fallen victim. So we decided to do this, come on live every week to, dish out very important information to people. All right. So today, of course, we'll be talking about a little bit about the future of real estate, the future of Nigeria real estate, and we would do a small analysis about how you can take advantage of falling Naira, right? Rising price, falling Naira. Should you still invest? That is the big question. Mr. Crusader. Okay. Thank you very much. Good evening. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about what is generally going on in the real estate sector. You would agree with me that a lot of innovations, a lot of advancement in respect to tech is taking over every sector, right? And real estate is not exempted, right? We are approaching the age where technology would be strongly felt in the real estate sector. Remember, we're talking about future of Nigeria real estate, right? So I'm going to highlight very few things, right? I'm going to talk about technology. I'm going to talk about the types of projects that will be done in a very short period of time, the kind of project that you would regularly start seeing, the demand. We'll talk about a little bit about the recreational aspect of real estate. So because of the limited time we have, I want you all to pay very close attention to everything that I'm going to say today, because it's going to save you from making very, very expensive mistakes, right? And the main topic for today, which is rising price and falling Naira, is the Nigerians in diaspora would find it very, very useful. Very, very useful. And I mean what I'm saying. So just hold on till we get there. and you would understand why this is for you specifically, Nigerians in diaspora, right? So the future of Nigeria real estate. Now, let me give you a little bit about what is really going on in the industry in Nigeria. So far, right, the projection for real estate in Nigeria as for 2025 is $2.6 trillion, right? That is what we are. That is what has been projected, right? That is what the market is going to hit. That is a lot of money. A lot of money, right? So now the big question now is, where are you positioning yourself? Are you going to be a partaker of this money that is going to come into the real estate sector, or you're just going to be there talking about overpriced, overhyped, or you want to partake, right? So now let's quickly talk about, first of all, technology, right? The state at which we are already, technology is going to take a major, have a major impact in the real estate sector. If you look at technologies, apps like Arma is more or less like a real estate agent by OpenAI. You guys are very familiar with ChatGPT. There's a tech company that owns Arma, right? Softwares like this, you could have a proper conversation with a client, in that the app, the software, the AI can have a proper conversation with a client, like it is between a real estate agent. From the record I've seen, some people already, the Arma AI are already doing better than the agent. So the real estate sector is going towards that direction. You have Smart Zip. It is another software, right, that help put this product, real estate product, in the market, right, and help have a direct conversation with the interested buyer, right? So for realtors or real estate agent, it is time to start familiarizing yourself with using technology, AI. It will get to a stage where it is no longer how much you know, it is how effective, how well you know how to use this AI to sell your product. It is going towards that direction, right? Another thing is, because of the high demand, the truth of the matter is there is very high demand in Nigerian real estate. And though there are specific locations for that, you have Lagos, for instance, you have Abuja, you have Port Harcourt, and some other places, right? But specifically Lagos, for instance, we have the Lekki Axis. The demand for property in Lagos is very, very high. And when there is the regular demand and supply thing, when there is high demand, right, it directly affects the price. Prices of properties would continue to go high and high. It is not going to come down, right? And because of the constant demand, it is going to result to the kinds of project that will be done. If you go to places like Dubai, for instance, you see a lot of high-rise in places like that, right? But in Nigeria, for instance, I think the highest building is about 30-story, right? And First Bank recently launched a project, in Eco Atlantic, which is going to be the tallest building in Nigeria, right? Real estate is going towards the direction whereby you will be seeing more of high-rise. You'll be seeing more of functional estates. If you look at estates like Sinaya Island in Dubai, Falcon Island in Dubai, those are estates, very functional estates with amazing amenities, right? The Nigerian real estate is going towards that direction. When you talk about very prominent estate, I don't want to mention too much name. It is almost the same things, unless some who has exceptional futures. But the direction we are going, because of the exposure, because of the advancement, the real estate is going towards a direction where there will be more high rise, and it is not just tall buildings, right? The finishing is going to be completely different and more advanced, more functional, more modern, right? You will see there was a recent estate that was launched. What was the selling factor? A very massive waterfront, and that is the least thing you can do, right? When you go to massive estate project in Dubai, you see amazing features. You can see an artificial river that looks like you are really in a real river, right? You see amazing playground where kids can, can have nice times, functionalities, right? So the real estate sector is going towards that direction. There will be more of high rise, and of course there will be more recreational real estate. I've made mention of two islands. You can go online and check it: Siniya Island and Falcon Island. We don't have such in these houses, right? In Nigeria, we don't have such, right? And the direction of real estate is going towards the residential, functional, high-rise, functional estates, and recreational real estate as well. We have a mega water park, right? And you can see the turnover, the amount of people that come to that water park. That is to tell you that the market is there, right? So I've talked about demand. The future of Nigerian real estate, demand, you cannot help it. The technology is coming to take over. The type and kind of project that people would be doing will be completely different from what we are seeing now. Most especially Lagos and Abuja. And when you talk about Lagos, you're talking about Lagos Island. Lagos is already a massive city, a mega city, but the pace at which development is going on here, look, in another 1 year, in another 2 years, in another 10 years, 20 years is going to be completely different, right? Now, because of, look at what happened December, the short-let market, how it boomed. It created awareness. Look at all of these mega projects that are being launched are creating awareness. We have land is still available, but not so much available, right? And because of the much awareness that is being created in the real estate sector, it is going to affect the price continuously. Right? In Dubai, I think last year when they put out the Emma, for instance, it's a real estate, Emma Development is a real estate company in Dubai. They basically did the popular Burj Khalifa that you are well aware of. How much did the sales revenue for them last year is 17.8 billion. Imagine there is more high rise, there is more mega estates with amazing functionalities. We are just projecting, you can search it on Google, we are just projecting a market of 2.6 trillion dollar for this year. I predict it will be more than that. Yes, Omar Dak, you're very correct. Lagos is going to become a metropolis, right? So demand is going to skyrocket. So what you should start doing now is ask yourself, how do you want to be a part of this great opportunity? In I was looking at something. Banana Island was once sold for 7 million naira. Are you not surprised? In 1970 something. You can Google it, right? And now Banana Island is sold. I think the least land you can get there, one plot of land is sold about is in billions, right? Imagine what is going up, what is happening in the real estate sector already, and that is not going to stop. It's not going to just affect Banana Island. In places like the Aja Aziz, the Lekki Phase 1, you can already see the prices of properties. As far as Epe, Ibeju, properties are already being sold for as high as 70 to 100 million. Is that not? I mean, how best would you want to grow your wealth if you're not investing in real estate? Right? And when you analyze this location, you find a place, the new airport that is being launched in Epe, the old airport. When you look at these two places, when you look at the center point is Aja, Shongotedo, right? Abraham Adesanya. Last year, the highest appreciation, you can check it as well, Abraham Adesanya had the highest appreciation rate for property appreciation, right? From 2023 to 2024, yes. It's about 200% plus. You know? Now, where would you want to position yourself? You need to position yourself in a very strategic location where at the end of the day, you will be able to maximize your investment, get the best out of it, you know? So I've pretty talked about very few things, but very impactful. I've talked about technology, future of real estate is diving towards the technological part, right? The kind and types of projects that will be done will be completely different. There will be more high-rise. There will be more functional and mega estate. The recreational real estate is going to have a major boom, right? And of course, the awareness and everything. Now, let's talk about the main topic for today. Rising price, falling Naira. You know, as of last year, when Naira was hitting around 2000, right? I put a call across to some of my friends in diaspora. Yes, the best time to invest in real estate, Mr. Benjamin, is now. Actually, is now. This is the best time you can get. You know, it is now. Just take it as now. The more you procrastinate, the more you are losing out. Right? So, identify strategic location and invest heavily in real estate in Nigeria. It is going, to another complete level. Right? Now, let's go back to the question for today. Rising price, falling Naira. Remember at the beginning of this session, I told you the main topic is going to be rising price, falling Naira. Should I still invest? And this question is commonly asked by Nigerians in diaspora. We receive calls from Nigerians in diaspora requesting for consultation, wanting to know what can I do? I want to, invest in Nigerian real estate. How can I start? What, this and this? And you have them, the major challenge for them is, okay, because of the unstableness of Naira, how is this still going to work for me? And the truth of the matter is, when Naira falls, it benefits the Nigerians in diaspora more. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to do an analysis of why I say so. Right? I'm going to do an analysis, and afterwards we would have a very few persons to join us on the live, possibly if there's still time. Yeah. So at last year, when the Naira was facing a lot of challenges, I put a call across to some of my friends in diaspora. A lot of them actually, I told them, look, buy real estate now that Naira is 2,000. For those for dollars, buy real estate. This is the best time you can take advantage of the falling Naira. You know, some of them took my advice and they bought. Some were not certain. They were not able to perceive the opportunity. They were not able to properly understand the analysis I did for them. But those that saw the value of the analysis, the free information I was giving to them, took advantage of it. And they thanked me later. When Naira falls, it benefits Nigerians in diaspora. When property rises, it benefits them also. Right? Take for instance, let's do a very sweet and quick analysis. Imagine, I want you to hold a pen, if you can. Hold a pen, let's do this together. Imagine you buy a property as at the time when dollar was 2,000. Dollar was 2,000. And you have 10,000 to invest in real estate. Right? Maybe you decide to buy pieces of land, or you decide to buy an off-plan project like the one we presently have, Resida apartment. You know, it's a very private community that we've created specially for specific kind of persons. Right? Imagine you have 10,000 to invest in real estate, and you change your 10,000 at the rate of 2,000 per dollars. What you're going to have is 20 million, right? You have 20 million to invest now in real estate. You've converted your 10,000 Naira to 20 million. Now, you buy a property. Let's say a piece of land or an apartment. I mean, you can't really get an apartment for 20,000. Let's use $100,000 for instance, so that I can do a real-time analysis and you can apply it if you want, which I expect you to apply. You are buying a property for 100,000 and you convert it, it gives you 200 million Naira. And you decide to buy 2 units of Resida apartment, right, at 100 million each, because you're selling it for 100 million now. 100 million each. You have two houses, right? And you invested $100,000. Now, the project is completed. Now, one thing you need to understand is you need to have a reason why you're going to invest. This is Nigeria, apologies. So we're just going to, okay. Thank you. So just concentrate on what I'm going to say. Imagine a situation where you buy this property for $100,000, you convert it, it is 200 million Naira, and you then decide to resell the 2 duplexes that you've bought, right? Or you decide to keep it and use it maybe for short let or for rental. It all depends on your purpose for buying from the first instance. Already you should have a decision and have what are you looking at? Long term? Are you looking at short term? Are you looking at an investment that will give you constant cash flow? Those are the things that you have to deliberate on before even deciding. And these are some of the advice we give to people. This is why we're here. We can give you advice on what you can do. Now, let's go back to our analysis. You have bought a property, 2 houses for 100 million each. And you converted your $100,000 to get these 2 properties. Now, let's say you decide to do a short-term investment. You bought 2 off-plan projects and it's now ready. For instance, we're back, light is back. And now your house is ready. Your house is now selling for 150. Now, because I don't want us to have too much expectation, there is no way you can invest in real estate in Lekki and you're not expecting 20% at the worst, 20% annual appreciation rate, right? But for instance, our project now, we're expecting, what we're looking at in another 8 months is 50%, right? But let's not use 50%, let's use 20%. Now, you decide to sell your house maybe for 120 each, and you are making 20% interest on your property, right? And when you sell, you have 240 million naira. That is what you have realized from your investment. Now, because of how unstable the Nigerian Naira is, like I told you, when this thing started, I called my friends and I told them this is what is going to happen. In another 5 months, Naira is going to regain a little bit of strength. That is why you have to always take advantage when there is a fall. You really need to take advantage of it, right? And if you'd observe, the Naira fell from 2000 to about, now it is about 1.5 or 1.6 or so, right? And this is within a year. 2 instances. Let's say the Naira did not fall. You have 20% interest. You cannot get this over there. It is usually, the interest rate over there is usually one figure. And you're already assured 20% to 30% to 50% for your return annually. And because, let's say at that time you took advantage of the falling Naira and you bought, and Naira regained a little bit of value, right? And you are now converting your money back to dollar at 1,600. So I want you to divide 240 million that you have realized from your property back to dollar. When you divide 240 million by 1,600, which is the current rate, let's say you decided to take advantage of the falling Naira at that time, and now you are selling your property when Naira has regained a little bit of value because of the topic we're talking about. Falling Naira, rising price. So when you divide 240 million by, I'm using the calculator, by 1,600, what you are having is $150,000. That is what happened. For those that I advised, we gave advice straight to, and they took advantage of it. They made so much money because of the falling Naira. Now, your property already gained a 20% appreciation interest rate here in Nigeria, and because of the conversion rate, you are gaining from your 100,000 naira investment, you are getting 150,000 naira back. Right? So that is what I mean when I say when Naira falls, it is more beneficial for Nigerians in diaspora. Right? And now, the question now is, what about if it gets worse? What about if it gets worse? It can get worse. But there are still means for you to maneuver it and get your interest. That is what we are going to be talking about on our next session. When Naira gains more value, how can you maneuver it as well? How can you still get your return of investment? We're going to talk about that the next live session. So I've pretty much all this information that I'm giving you. We usually charge for this, but I'm giving you because we want people to make the right decision, to take advantage of the real estate market in Lagos. We want to give value. We want everybody to benefit from it. That is why we're doing this, right? So questions time. If you have questions, just quickly put it up on the comment section. I'm going to pick 1 or 2 questions and we can close up for the day. And again, if you want me to send you this analysis that I just did, you can comment. When we post it, you can comment or send us a DM. I will send you an analysis, this analysis that we just did, so that you can look at it and see how it will benefit you. Right? So if you have questions, just put it up on the comment section. We have I predict Lagos to become a metropolis city. Okay, that's not a question. Lagos is a metropolitan city. Okay. All right. I guess there's no question. We're just going to end the live now. We'll try as much as possible to keep a 30-minute section so that it won't be long. Next live, we're going to be hitting more on this topic: falling price, falling Naira, rising price. Falling Naira, rising price. We'll talk about how you could take advantage of falling Naira. Now, when Naira is appreciating and you bought, at a specific period of time, how can you still? It's a vice versa thing. How can you still make your money? Real estate, Nigerians in diaspora, you have the advantage you have is enormous. You just need to be able to know it, right? Okay, thank you everyone, and God bless you for joining today's live session. I'm sure you've learned a lot. See you next time. Bye everyone.